We're just northwest of Spring Ridge on the Liverpool Plains. It's mid-September, and as you can see, all the canola is flowering now. It makes for a beautiful view, but it's smashing my hay fever. I don't know whether the video picks it up, but you look out to the west and it's fallow, wheat, canola, fallow, wheat, canola, right out as far as you can see. As a percentage of the winter crop, there's quite a lot of canola in this year. The crop's significantly shorter than what it was last year. Considering the season, it's probably not that bad. We had 40 mil of rain this time last week, and everything's looking quite fresh at the moment. I'm just in a field of wheat now, pretty close to where we were in the canola a moment ago. Still about 50 odd k's south of Gunnedah, northwest of Spring Ridge. This looks pretty similar to most of the wheat I've seen so far this morning. Looks alright from the road, looks green enough, looks lush enough, but when you start to get down into it, it's got quite a few holes in it, a few wheel tracks. Tillers aren't really there that you'd expect to see. Generally just a bit patchy looking. You know, you get a lot of these areas where there's just a few plants per metre instead of the right number. No sign of any disease. And after that rain, there's good moisture there. Definitely trying to make the best out of a bad year. Just on the way out of the field, and I noticed a couple of plants just with a few heads near the edge of the crop. I just thought I'd pull up here, just north of Spring Ridge, going around what they call the lake country. This is Gorin Lake. It's about 40 odd k's south of Gunnedah. Got quite a lot of water in it at the moment, considering how dry it's been this year. We've only had around 6 or 7 inches of rain for the year. But it's worth having a look at, considering they're looking very closely at mining coal across this entire area here. Quite hard to believe when you start to look at the natural beauty and also the agronomic potential of the land. We're still just north of Spring Ridge now. It's a crop of wheat here. You can see it's pretty patchy. I was in here a couple of weeks ago, just before that 40 mil of rain last week, and it looked like it might have been touch and go for it, but it's recovered quite well, although the establishment is never going to recover. And it'll run to head now quite quickly. The whole paddock's like this. It's got a lot of vacant areas in it, sparsely populated, a few tillers, just typical drought crop. Very disappointing given the potential of the area. Just south of Spring Ridge at the moment at Yaruga. Irrigating a bit of wheat here. This wheat's probably the best wheat I've seen all all of today. I'd like to say this is representative of the crops of the Liverpool Plains, but it's definitely not. And on the other side of the road, we've got a bit of canola. Another crop of canola. There's quite a lot of canola around the area when you start looking around. And this is probably one of the better crops of canola I've seen as well. Much higher than anything we've seen earlier today. We're still at Gunnedah here, just in a field of durum. It looks pretty good, really. It's got good, healthy colour. It's tilled well. The establishment's pretty good. It's probably one of the best crops I've seen around for quite a while. So it'll be interesting to see how it yields given the season. But yeah, very nice. We're still at Gunnedah here, but I just thought I'd show you this crop here. It's a crop of durum wheat that was double cropped into sorghum stubble, and it's a pretty good example of what can go wrong when the season isn't in your favour. With only a few inches of rain during the growing season so far, it sort of struggled quite a lot. And as you can see, it's very patchy. Just, you know, it's probably going to be a touch and go whether it's actually worth harvesting or not, but it's a good indication of just how tough the season was. So I pull up here, it's basically the same wheat, except one field's double cropped and the other one's into long fallow, and it's pretty easy to spot the long fallow versus the double crop. G'day, we're just at Nullambeen near Breezer. This is a field of durum wheat that I had on the last video I took a couple of months ago. As you can see, it's still very patchy, but I was just talking to the owner of the place here, Alan, and he said that it's actually got 3 separate germinations in it, in the one field. So that's how dry it's been. Like every time they got a little bit of a shower, a little bit more germinated, but it's crazy to look at. You've got things that are 3-leaf as well as, you know, early and mid-tillering. I don't think it'll amount to much, but there's some big patches you can see there. There's quite a large patch that's hardly got anything in it from looking at it from here, but it's probably full of those 2 or 3 leaf seedlings. Just at Durant on the middle of the Breezer Plain, south of Gunnedah, in some chickpeas. We had a look at these a couple of months ago too, and they were basically only very small seedlings with a pretty patchy germination. The germination's still pretty patchy. As with the durum we were just looking at, there's been a number of different germinations every time there's a little shower of rain, but the plant itself, the majority of the plants are looking pretty fresh and growing alright at the moment. On the other side of the road there's a nice crop of durum. $40 mil of rain we had a week ago sort of has helped it pull through, but as you can see it's still still patchy establishment even in the better crops around here. You get into the crop and you can see the staggered germination right through the entire field. And there's plants that are all but ready to send a head out, and there's other plants that have only 2 or 3 left. It's crazy. So this didn't germinate after planting. The whole field's got these big holes in it like this, where there's little tiny wheat. Being the middle of September, they'll struggle to more than one little tiny head up. It may result in the sample having a high degree of screenings in it come harvest time. So yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. This type of wheat ends up with 10-15% screenings, which will be unfortunate. Just doing the always useless drive along shot.